Okay, everyone, welcome to our Gold Mastermind. The purpose of these Zooms is to help you guys grow 100 points, whatever that looks like for you. In order to grow your points in this business, in order to grow and move forward before you do any of that, because some of you are like me and you're thinking, just give me the action steps. Anybody? Like, where are my threes at? Just give me the process. I'll do whatever you say. Just do it. That's great. And I love that. And I love that you are so eager and hungry for this. But before I give you the processes, oh, and before I gotta mute people. And before I give you the lowdown, here's what you need to know. It all starts with your mindset and what you believe about yourself and what you believe about this opportunity. Because I guarantee you, put that on a t-shirt. I guarantee you that you are avoiding something. And that is why that the needle is not moving forward in your business. Yeah. Okay. I might step on some toes tonight and I'm okay with it, because here's the thing. This ain't for everybody. I mean, it is, but y'all have made a decision subconsciously that this ain't for you for whatever reason. So we're going to change that tonight. All right. So if you don't know who I am, by the way, I know we have sideline people on and some other friends. I'm Emily Roberts. I'm a Diamond Senior Gold. My husband's an Emerald Ambassador. I feel like at this point in my business, I know what I'm talking about. I also hired a business mentor in May who has completely changed my thought process around what I do. So your girl's over here leading with the business, and I want to make sure that you guys are leading with the business too, because our products are awesome, and that's backup. That's extra. That's how I feel about our products. But in reality, this business, that's the sweet spot. And if you aren't leading with the business, then your paycheck's not going to grow. Your business isn't going to grow. And let's change that tonight. So if you're a note taker, you're going to want to take notes. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Hold on. We have some people jumping on. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I will get to them at the very end, but I would love to make sure that you kind of follow the flow. So tonight, this is about growing 100 points by I think the number one thing y'all ask me is, where do you find business builders? Has anyone ever thought that? Where do they find that diamond? Where do they find that fast start senior ruby? Where do they find that business builder? Has anyone ever thought that before? If you have your camera on, you shake your head yes. Okay. If you have thought that before, newsflash. You ready for this? You're gonna be like, newsflash, business builders are not found. They are created. And I'm going to give you the process of creating a business builder next Monday, but because you cannot go and create them without this mindset and the head trash out of the way first. So a couple of things. So here's a few reasons why maybe, if there's a different reason, put it in the chat. But here's a few reasons why you may not be creating business builders. Number one is you're not connecting with VIPs after you enroll them. The majority of them end up like strangers versus real life people you know in your life. Two is you lack a strong vision for where you're headed, and so they don't know where they're headed. You might not have any systems in place, or the system that you do have in place, you're not utilizing, you're not following it. And then maybe because of the mindset trap, maybe you're not overcoming objections. So I'm going to kind of walk y'all through all these different things that you may or may not be doing, or the things that you're avoiding and where they come from. So if you're a note taker, write this down first. There are 4 pillars that hold up your plexus house, right? Have you ever heard of that? The 4 pillars of mindset, the 4 pillars of your plexus business or leadership or whatever. Mindset and leadership, or mindset is like, if you were to draw a picture of a house, I want you to draw a triangle and write the word mindset. And then you're going to put 4 lines or 4 pillars under that mindset. The 4 pillars are recruiting, retention, duplication, and leadership. Recruiting means you are enrolling VIPs. You have a system in place. You have that belief and verbiage down. You are enrolling people weekly, daily, monthly. Retention means that your customer service is on point and you have happy customers who are reordering. They get it. They believe in it. They know why they're taking it. The third one is duplication. Duplication means I'm doing it. I'm going to show you how you are going to do it. I do, you do, we do as a team, right? Lastly, leadership. Once you have people that you have created, like you're teaching them how to recruit, retain, and duplicate. You are in a leadership role, and now you can go and develop leaders who have maintained their 4 pillars. All 4 pillars follow under the mindset umbrella. If you don't have your mindset locked down, what is the first thing you do? You quit, you run away, you blame game, you shut down, you feel stuck, you go in your team chat and you read all the things and you're like, I just can't. And you leave the chat and then your upline's like, where'd you go? I just can't. It was dinging all day, the notifications. Oh, honey, please, it's 2023. You can mute it. The thing is, your mindset is lacking and you're stressed out and you lack clarity. When we lack clarity and vision, we don't know the direction. We don't know the number one thing we're supposed to be doing. We just don't know what we don't know. So if you have clarity, which is, I'm hoping you walk away from this Zoom tonight with clarity. When we have clarity, we know the steps to take and we feel good about them because we believe in ourselves and we believe in the opportunity. Yes? Yes? Okay. All right. So first things first, if you can master your mind, or as Christina Williams, Diamond in our company says, mind your mind. If you can mind your mind, then the process of creating business builders just comes so naturally almost, because it is a skill you're going to learn, but it comes naturally when your mindset's on fire for plexus and you're like, let's freaking go. You're stupid if you don't do this. Like, that's literally how I feel now when someone's like, it's just not for me. And I'm like, why? What are you gonna work for Amazon? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what? You can work from home. You don't have to put a bra on. Are you serious? Like, I get confused when people tell me no. And then I ask a lot of questions because I'm like, why? I feel like a 5-year-old, but why? Okay. So when I say we got to work on our mindset, for those of you in therapy or in leadership trainings or mindset work or meditation, all that, don't tune me out because you probably need it most. For those of you thinking, oh, my mindset's great, I know what to do, I know how to create new thoughts, like, that's great, but don't tune me out because you still got to do a little work if you have not grown 100 points in the last 30 days. Something's missing. So let's buckle up and figure it out. So let's learn this together so we can then do the actions. So we have to master our mindset, or you stay on the hamster wheel of stuck. Does anybody else, whether it's in life or in plexus, feel like you are on the hamster wheel of stuck? Anybody feel that way? You can put it in the chat if you're not on camera. Okay. So your do right now, the only thing that you should be doing is building belief in this opportunity and in yourself, because did you know that results, like when you're going for something, whether it's weight loss, a plexus goal, whatever, your results, or what some say would be success, your results actually happen in your mind first. They happen twice, in your mind first, and then in reality. So your results happen twice. And here's the thing. It's because you make up your mind about what's going to happen first in your brain, and then what actually happens, whether or not you believed in yourself or you didn't. Is that relatable? Because when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, think about it. You meet your person, right? When I met Scott, in my brain, my result was, take it or leave it, however you want to take this, one night stand, I'm not ever getting married. That was the result in my brain. I'm not kidding. That's the mindset I was in. I did not believe in marriage at the time. I was very burnt out on relationships. I was in the hamster wheel of stuck. Meanwhile, the result in Scott's head was, I'm in love with this girl. I'm going to show her I'm a gentleman. I'm going to pursue her. I'm going to court her, and I'm going to put a ring on it. So he made up the result in his mind. We getting married. Ain't nobody getting that girl. We locking it down. But in my mind, I had 2 different results, the one in my brain and the actual reality. The actual reality was he made me believe in our relationship, in love and marriage. Isn't that crazy? I love that example because for those of you that have known me that long, you're like, girl, I don't even know how he locked you down, because I was a mess, right? So some of you are kind of like that in your businesses right now. You feel a little bit messy. All right. So this network marketing business, this plexus business, is 80% mindset, 20% skill set. 80% mindset. You you missed the mark on your mindset because you're in a season of babies, you're in a season of divorce, you're in a season of moving, you're in a season of financial stress and debt, whatever season you're in. I've literally been in all of them. Okay. So allow me to be the evidence of what is available to you and how you can turn it around because of the power of the space between your ears. What we do here is simple. It is your mindset that gets you all hung up and strung out. Right? I bet all of you right now can probably think of something that literally stopped you in your tracks last week, today, last year. Think about your business. Think about your points. Think about, I'm not talking about your team's points. We ain't talking about them. I'm talking about you and the work that you do and show up and do or don't do. Like I said, business builders are created. So some of you probably have this thought, okay, if I can just recruit, 12 people this month, or even just 3 people, I meant maybe just one of them will just believe in this enough and then they'll go diamond. But in reality, it's no, ma'am. It's not about the masses. Some of you are incredible recruiters. How many of you are like, give yourself a shout out? Like, I've recruited over 100 people in my 5 years, in my 5 months with like whatever that looks like for you. That's a great skill. But what's lacking is that you are not, don't get mad at me for saying this, you are not willing to learn and practice developing a business builder. Because here's the thing, anybody can do this. Anybody can do network marketing. I could literally teach my 9-year-old how to do network marketing because he believes, because he has seen the fruits of mommy's labor. He has seen Hawaii sand. He has seen the Plexus Diamond Lexus. He has seen the pink drink change mommy from being the mommy that does nothing to the mommy that is active and shows up at lunch and shows up at all his ball games and has provided for him. So he believes, and he's 9 years old. He's like, he literally tells his teachers, you don't do Plexus? Why not? You need to call my mom. Like he tells people that. So borrow my kiddos' belief and know that anyone can do this. Stop selling yourself short and saying, well, I just haven't recruited that right person, or I just don't recruit enough. No, ma'am. Practice makes perfect. So here are the 3 things that must happen in your mindset to develop business builders. Write these down. Number 1, you have to have belief in this opportunity, like rock freaking solid belief in the Plexus opportunity. Number 2 is you must have focus and prioritization of the number 1 things that help you reach the goal. So if you want, for number 2, you can write down focus and prioritization. It's a big word. I had to like triple check my spelling. Okay. And then number 3, the most important skill here is a willingness to freaking out of comfort zone. You have to have a willingness to get out of your comfort zone. How many of you have been avoiding that? How many of you have been avoiding that? Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right. So, do you believe in the transformation that we offer? If you do not believe in the transformation that we offer, then I guarantee you lead with the products. Yes? You lead with the products. They're pretty awesome. I love our products. I think they're life-changing. I think they're innovative. I think they're smart. I think the triplex is our superpower. I love, love, love that we are the original company founded in gut health. And we're becoming the experts in microbiome. People are going to turn to us over the next 10 years. We're going to be we already are a household name for the most part. A lot of people have Plexus in their pantries. And I'm here for that. The Orange Box won a DSA award. It's the Direct Selling Agency Award as the #1 network marketing product for 2022. Out of every flipping product in the universe, Reset won. Come on. So we have some great products, but if you don't have a willingness to get out of your comfort zone to talk about what the opportunity offers you, you ain't doing it right. You're working backwards. You know how we say work smarter, not harder? Leading with the business is actually not harder. It's smarter because you can fall back on, oh, by the way, yeah, you have, no income cap, limitless earning potential. Oh, and also these awesome gut health products. They're really awesome to talk about and they help change thousands of lives, right? So it's like, that's your plan B is your products. Okay. So if you do not believe in the transformation that we are offering people through our opportunity, I just want you to know that that is going to determine your work ethic, how you follow up, whether or not you are overcoming objections, and then just how you show up in general. Because if you don't believe in the opportunity that we offer people, of course you're not going to show up. Of course it's easy for you to quit. Of course it's easy for you to unplug and not get on a Zoom call. Of course it's easy for you to not answer your team in the team chat. Oh, that girl asks the same question every day. I just can't lead her. She's hungry for it. She doesn't know. She lacks clarity. If she had clarity, she wouldn't be blowing up the team chat. She'd be out there doing the work. So sometimes, I know, I'm stomping on you right now. I'm putting at you a little fire. You cute, but we're pouring water on your fire real quick. I need y'all to sizzle out, and we're going to light the fire at the end. But right now I need y'all to simmer down and like hear me out here. Okay. We got to pay attention to who really wants this. Some of you are some excellent recruiters, and you have diamonds in your downline right now. And if you don't believe that, then that's a you thing, not a them thing, because they probably believe that, and they've been waiting on you. They've been waiting on you. As the famous Jessica Ruckle always says, turn your light on. They're waiting on you to turn your light on and to believe in this dadgum opportunity more than you believed in the tooth fairy when you were 6 years old. Okay, let's keep going. So there was an example these diamonds shared about something. She wanted to create a business builder. She had been in Plexus for a few years, just like many of you. And she saw a friend post on Facebook something along these lines. Tell me if you have ever seen a post like this from a dream teamer or like somebody that really wasn't even on your radar. But in the back of your mind, you're like, if I could just get someone to believe in this like me, right? Okay, here's the post. I wish I was an independently wealthy woman who could spend every day with my man and take my kids to Disney. This is a real life Facebook post that a diamond, before she was diamond, posted years ago. A different diamond who reached out to her said this about the post. She goes, so when I saw that post, it let me know that she desired something. She wanted something beyond what she thought was reachable. So I sent a message and reached out, and I took a risk, even if she thought I was weird or crazy. They are now best friends to this day. And guess what? She still thinks her diamond upline is weird and crazy. She actually had to follow up with this person for 1 whole year because she was ignored. She was thumbs up, right? The middle finger of messenger. That's what I call it. She was like kind of laughed at, like, are you serious? Quit messaging me this, right? But the upline just knew if she would join, she had the potential to be a diamond because she saw her work ethic as a teacher and in the community. She was a busy mom. She was a newlywed. She just knew, I'm going to keep following up. I'm going to be the weird, crazy person that just tells her, if you would just freaking try this. I believed in the opportunity so much. I had such high belief in Plexus, but that also correlated to the high belief I had in her. And I made that very clear. 1 year later, this person signs up, and now they're both diamonds and earning at the top of this pay plan. That is the power of a reach out. Swallow your pride, get over yourself, and maybe that next person you have this conversation with is going to be your diamond. Whether it's someone that already exists in your downline or a Facebook post you see. All right. Another thing that you must believe so that you can get comfortable with reaching out to people about the business opportunity or leading with the business is that you have to understand Plexus is different than most and every opportunity out there. You need to believe that people want residual income because they want freedom. Right? Is that why you're here? You want residual income? You want more freedoms? They want limitless earning potential. They want support. They want community. They want to personally grow. They want recognition and, of course, to win fun prizes. You guys, we offer all of that through Plexus. I was in corporate America for 7 years, and there's like 2 things out of that list that they offered me. We offer all of this here as a business opportunity. The next thing that you must believe is that network marketing is simply a business model that requires a set of skills anyone can learn and get good at. Anyone. You, all 29 of you. Okay? For example, I hung out with a bunch of diamonds in Mexico. We are so freaking different. It's unreal. Like when I think of some of the people that I do Plexus with, my real life friends that I would have never known if it weren't for Plexus. Some of us are overthinkers. Some of us are introverts and extroverts. Some of us are like rapid fire impulsive. Like there's a few of you on here. If I told you to go do something, you'd be like, boom, done, execute it. And then there's some of you that are like, let me just, I don't know. What's the worst thing that could happen? Meanwhile, they're over there going, what's the best thing that could happen? I'm going to do it. Like, blah, 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 right? Every diamond at the top of this company is so different, but we are all at the top of the pay structure. So I just share that with you to help you understand all 29 of you are very, very, very different, but that difference is what makes you you. And if you believe in you and you believe in this opportunity, then other people can't help but believe in you as well. The things that we had in common that were similar despite the other differences was that we all were willing to do what it took. We were all willing to make necessary changes, whether it was in our personality, our leadership skills, our communication skills, whatever that looked like. And lastly, all of us decided we were problem solvers. Not one of us had that victim mindset hat on. I will never be a victim to my circumstances. I will always figure it out. I've told y'all a million times, my children are not allowed to say, I can't. That's like a bad word in my house. I'm like, what did you just say? And they're like, I am going to try again. I'm like, that's what I thought you said. We don't say that because then our brain starts to believe it. But you are so capable. You're actually more than able to be successful in developing leaders in your business. But you must believe that, you know what? I just got to learn a new skill set. There's an audio on TikTok or Instagram, whatever, on one of those reels. Maybe you've heard it and it goes, I don't suck. I'm just new at everything. Have you ever heard that? Okay. I love that audio because I tell my kids that. My son is on a select baseball team right now, and he gets so stressed out because he's the new kid. There's 5 new kids out of the 14 on their team. The other kids, I don't know what 14 minus 5 is, 9, something like that. Okay, so the other 9 players have been on the team together for over 18 months. These new 5 kids have to show up and show out to show coach, put me in, don't bench me. And so when Sterling's like, well, I must suck, I'm not getting played, I'm like, what did you say? And then he'll go, I don't suck, I'm just new at everything. Like, it's like a thing me and my kids say, because I'm like, you don't suck, you just have a new skill you got to learn. And that skill set can be learned as the second you believe in it. Okay. Next up, you must believe that people want to do this with you. They are willing to do hard things. How do I know? I'm so glad you asked. People are showing up every single day to law school. People are applying to Harvard and Ivy League schools. People are becoming doctors and lawyers and giving birth and working in NASA. There's freaking biochemical engineers and all these things. Those to me seem really hard. Doesn't it make our job seem not as hard when you think of it that way? People do hard processes because of the outcome being worth it. You are here in network marketing because you know end game is diamond. Whether you're a baby diamond making $15,000 a month, or you're freaking the Celeste of diamonds making over $250,000 a month. That's available to you. Stop telling yourself that nobody wants this. That's bullcrap. Yes, they do. They should be freaking applying to Harvard. Right? Come on, guys. Next up is stop prejudging the people you're having conversations with or the VIPs you sign up. Have you enrolled someone in the last 30 days and you did not mention the opportunity to them? Because you prejudge them. You prejudge their circumstances, their hair color, the way that they treat their kids, the job that they work, whatever. We're human. I get it. We make mistakes, but you prejudge them based off of some circumstance. the story that you made up in their head. Here's the thing, you must offer this opportunity to everyone. Everyone. And then you go back to the last one, and people want to do this no matter their circumstances. If they're willing to do hard things, you show up and you reevaluate the thing that they might be lacking. It might be influence. It might be a skill set that they need to strengthen, but that doesn't disqualify them from going to the top and being hungry for this. Okay. Again, we're working on our mindset to develop business builders so that we can grow 100 points. Okay. So another thing you must believe is that, the other thing that you have to work on is your focus. So some of you I've done one-on-one calls with, some of you, we've done some like coaching calls, and I will ask you about the number one thing that you are doing or not doing. But some of you have babies, some of you have big kids, some of you have a mixture of both, some of you just have dogs and spouses, okay? The number one success indicator for goals achieved is if you truly believe it can be done, which is what this first half of this call was about. But number two is that prioritization. Remember when we wrote that down? So if you're not prioritizing your activities that must be done to hit the goal, then what are we doing? We're avoiding. So I have two questions for you. Do you have people currently in your downline that are just as hungry as you are, and have they made that known to you? And two, if you don't think you have people in your downline, or if you're not, if maybe you're about to enroll someone, then you must share about the opportunity more and have more combos around the opportunity with those that already exist. I guarantee you there's someone in your downline just as hungry, but they lack clarity or belief, and so they're not making a move. So if you are thinking to yourself, okay, well, how do I focus? How do I prioritize? Let me ask you, what is distracting you? What is distracting you? Some of you, it's probably social media. Some of you, it's your children, toddlers, babies. Some of you is you are a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home parent. Some of you is you work full-time and you have to fit it into the nooks and crannies later, or you have to wake up earlier, stay up later, whatever that looks like. But did you know that most distractions are internal and you allow them versus external and imposed on you? So for example, if Scarlett got up right now and she came in here and said, Mommy, I woke up, I need a drink. That is an external distraction that is imposed on me because I am her mother. I'm her caretaker. I must help her get a drink, right? But my focus right now is you guys and helping you understand your mindset, right? Like my focus is the Zoom. However, I could pick up my phone while I'm talking to you guys and open Instagram and find me a cute little fireman, right? And get distracted. And that's just because I'm avoiding having a hard conversation with you guys. So some of you are leaders on my team. Some of you are leaders in this company, and it's hard. It's hard holding them accountable, but it's necessary. So I want you to think about what is distracting you. Do you have a time where you set everything aside? Some of you have told you this before. When I wake up in the morning, I do not touch my phone. I glance at it to make sure my mom or a family member there's no emergencies. But I do not touch my phone until almost 10 a.m. Now, if I have touched my phone before 10 a.m., it's to turn on a podcast or to upload a reel because I post my reels at certain times. But what I like to do is when I get home, I have a routine and I sit down and I set a timer. And so say my timer is 15 minutes or 50 minutes, 50, and I race against the clock. I have 50 minutes to knock out the number one thing that gets me to Emerald by the end of the year on my reentry. That's my goal, by the way. So if that looks like following up with my new business builders and making sure they're hitting their weekly numbers and goals, that looks like following up so that I'm enrolling my people. It's that focus. I am prioritizing the number one thing that must be done by end of day. For those of you that want to grow, for example, 100 points, we know that that's a new gold ambassador, or that's 2 new senior silver ambassadors. If that is your goal, because growth is good. Some of you are like chasing a re-rank. That might happen in a month for you, and that's fantastic. But realistically, 100 points in growth, that's a great goal. And it's realistic, and it's something that all of you can do. Whether you personally recruit 17 people yourself, or you work with the team that you have to get everyone rowing the boat in the same direction, but you all have to do the same outputs to get the outcome that's desired, which is that 100-point growth. If you do not have the time and the focus to sit down and prioritize those goals, then of course you're avoiding them. Of course they're not getting done. So what's distracting you? Eliminate the distraction now. If it is your children, you might have to ask for help. You cannot eliminate your children, okay? But you might have to ask for help, or you might have to find a designated time for after bedtime, or ask for a family member or a babysitter. But if you truly want this business, you have to prioritize the goal. All right. So we allow and avoid things because we are not willing to get uncomfortable. Tonight, that should change. Tonight, be willing to get uncomfortable. It makes me, some of you are moms, and I can't help but think of the moment that I went into labor. I knew it was coming. I was pregnant the whole 10 months, right? Like I knew I was going to have a baby eventually, right? I was praying for a healthy delivery. I met with doctors once a month, like, right? I should know, like some of those people that just don't know they're pregnant on those documentaries. I'm like, how did you not know that? Anyways, I digress. I knew for 10 months I was growing. For some of you in your plexus business, stay with me here. You're working your business, you're doing the things for 10 months or whatever, and your end goal is Emerald by July 31st of next year. We have 10 months to get you there. I knew I was pregnant. My end goal in 10 months was to have the baby healthy and happy. Yes? I also knew that I was going to be extremely uncomfortable having this baby. Anybody? Some of you love childbirth and love pregnancy, and bless you. You ain't my people. It's fine. We can be different. Like I said, all the diamonds at the top of this company, we different. I did not enjoy it. I knew I was going to be extremely uncomfortable. I knew I was going to have to do something hard. I knew that, for example, my first child, Scotty, was deployed. I knew I was going to have that baby by myself in a room full of strangers, except for the doctor that I had been working with for the last 10 months. Are you willing to be uncomfortable knowing that the outcome on the other side of uncomfortability is freaking awesome? Is diamond, is ruby, is 100-point growth, is a plexus lexus, whatever that goal is for you. Are you willing to be uncomfortable? I sure hope so. Because let me tell you, it is worth it. It was worth it to open that villa in Mexico and to have a private pool and a freaking butler. What is this life? I couldn't have dreamt this up if I tried, but oh, did I want it? Did I believe it was going to happen for me? Heck yeah. Did I know how I was going to get there? Not really, but I did what everyone told me to do in the YouTube videos and on the Zoom trainings. Some of you are sitting there and you absorb and you write down and you take notes, but then you never apply it. Tonight, we apply it. I want everyone to write down their number one goal. And then I want you to put a date next to it. A date preferably in 2023. The number one goal you have right now, not next year, not Emerald by July, not that one. The goal like this year. So for example, for me, it looks like Emerald by December 31st of 2023. That is my goal. From there, you're going to break down that goal into 5 outputs. Those 5 outputs are your prioritization and focus for the deadline of your goal, whatever date you wrote down. That might mean being in communication with your runners. That might be cleaning up your onboarding system. Maybe you onboard somebody and you're like, now what do I do? Well, don't worry. We're going to talk about that next Monday. So I'll see you next Monday. But it's 5 things that you do every day, blinders on. You're not looking left. You're not looking right. You're doing those 5 freaking things every day until you hit the goal that you just wrote down on your deadline. It's kind of like you have a paper due, right? How many of you are my little procrastinators? And it's like the day before and the teacher's like, your papers are due tomorrow. And you're like, I better get started. Right? Stop doing that in your plexus business. No, it's not a race, but creating urgency is healthy because it allows you to prioritize. It allows you to focus and rein in, because how many of you get distracted? The corporate events, the book clubs, the chats. What are they doing? You know what to freaking do. You know what grows your business. Stop asking people what they're up to. Stop participating in all the challenges. Work with your people. If they're local to you, get them to your house. If not, get on Zoom. Pick up the phone. For the love of the Lord, pick up the phone. Because here's why. If you are not overcoming objections, if people are quitting on you left and right, or they're ghosting you left and right, they are more likely to share their objection on the phone right there in that second, because it is way easier to ignore you in Messenger. But if they're on the phone with you and they're on Zoom with you and you're like, hey, so when you love these products, are you open to share them? And you're like, well, tell me about that. What has you hesitating? Why don't you believe in this opportunity after everything I've showed you? Well, actually, I've done network marketing before, or, my husband, this. It allows you to overcome the objection based off of things that you know to be true, the evidence that you can provide them. And sometimes they give you an objection, but then the real objection comes out. Some of you told me, I'm looking at you right now, some of you told me I'm too busy. But what it was you had a fear of reaching out to people, and you thought I was going to make you cold message 400 people a day. And that ain't it, sis. That ain't it. So you're not too busy. I just told you, if you had 15 minutes of pure focus and you worked against the clock, what you could accomplish. Those 5 outputs that lead to your outcome, 15 minutes a day. And that's like twiddle diddling around. If you're serious, you would find more ways. You would ask for help. You know what? This business is very serious to me. I really need somebody to watch the kiddos for 50 minutes. And you know what? They'd be like, oh, really? Not a full hour? No, 50 minutes. Because I'm not going to be distracted. I'm going to be on do not disturb, and I'm going to get my work done. Even if it's 4 days a week, 3 days a week. Some of you are working 90-hour plexus weeks and you haven't grown 6 points. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do the work that matters. That means sharpening up your conversations and your reach outs. That means getting more intentional with the reels you're creating or the posts that you're writing. Remember, it's 80% mindset, 20% skill set. The skills can be fine-tuned, but your mindset, that's something you got to work on every day, because someone's going to come in and tell you no. And are you going to react to the rejection? Or are you going to overcome it? I'll be back. You're dumb. Like, whatever you want to say to somebody. I don't know. I just feel sassy sometimes. And I'm like, what? Like right now, I have people in my corner that are like, I'm just too busy. I got this, I got that. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I got 3 kids myself and a dog and a husband, make it 5 kids. I run this household. I clean my household, but I've had to ask for help. Is it fun to ask for help? No, but is it necessary? Sure is, because it protects my mindset. It allows me to get creative. It allows me to breathe belief back into myself so I can pour that belief back into you guys. I call it business CPR. I cannot perform CPR on you when you are stuck and dying in your plexus business if I don't have breath in my lungs to breathe into you. My belief breaths or whatever. Okay. All right. Let me go read the chat real fast. All right. Any questions? Here for the toe stepping. Thank you, Jess. Appreciate that. Do we have any questions? Let me allow you. If you want, you can unmute yourself. Does anybody lack clarity on what exactly your number one goal is right now? Like maybe you're just like, I don't know. I don't know what my goal is. And if that's you, please speak up or forever hold your peace, because there are going to be people that feel that same way.
I do.
Who said that?
Me. Hi.
Okay.
Do what? Sorry, cut out.
No, tell me, what is your question?
Oh, I was just saying I don't have clarity.
Okay.
Like I feel like I'm really burnt out over the years of like just kind of people that have really just put me through the ringer. And I'm just like, yeah, you know the situation.
Okay. So let's work through this for a second. So to me, it sounds like I avoid working my business because the people that I have brought into my business have done blank to me or have left me feeling blank. Can you fill in those blanks?
Yeah.
All right. Fill them in for us, please.
Rejection, and they've gone behind my back and sabotaged me in their own way.
Okay. So I avoid working my plexus business and developing leaders because when I did this in the past, They've rejected me, abandoned me, and have stabbed me in the back. Accurate? Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all, this is a thought that Caitlin has created in her mind based off of certain evidence that has happened to her. Now, does this represent her entire Plexus career? Absolutely not. But does it represent a pivotal moment where her thoughts changed about herself and her leadership capability? Heck yeah, it did. Because here's what I see as an external factor looking in. I see a Caitlin who has overcome major obstacles, who has insane belief in herself and in this business, and that those people who have rejected you, what I love about rejection is that God is usually protecting you. Whether or not you believe in the Lord or not, that is what I believe, that anytime I am rejected or misguided or hurt, God wants me to learn something and be redirected because he's protecting me from something else. And it wasn't for me. Kind of like when you're in the hallway and God closes that door and you're like, why'd you close the door? Open the door, right? And God's like, that door ain't yours, sister. Keep walking. So let's create a new thought, Caitlin, because that is hurtful. And I think it's important to feel those feels, but not to bring them back into your business. As I've said a million times before, emotions are important, but they are worthless in business when you're in a growth season. If Caitlin wants to grow, then those emotions we need to channel into your passions. So give me 3 things you are very passionate about when it comes to your Plexus business.
Becoming financially independent.
Okay.
Honestly, like I want to travel,
Okay.
and I want to prove to myself that I can.
Okay. I like the last one the most. She wants to prove to herself that she can. Have you not provided yourself evidence in the last, what year did you join?
2020.
In the last 3 years, have you not provided yourself evidence that you can be successful?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your highest achieved rank?
A Ruby.
So have you not provided yourself evidence that you can get to Ruby, that you can recruit and recruit well, that you can do really hard things in really crazy circumstances? Because I know some of your personal circumstances. So, right, not my story to tell, but just knowing that you created that evidence that it's available to you. Because we all got some ish, girl. We all got it. But if we create a new thought around those 3 things that you are passionate about, then we can work our business in a different way that is not burnt out and feeling stuck on the hamster wheel of Plexus death. But instead, we can work our business with, I'm showing up to work my business because I'm going to provide my family the vacations of their freaking life. I'm showing up to work my business because I'm going to be independently wealthy by said date of the goal that you wrote down. I am creating new business builders because I am going to prove to myself that I'm a great leader and that the things that people have said about me and done to me are not true. And so the new thoughts that we create around the negative ones, we have to replace them. We have to replace them, because if not, then we dwell on what that one person did. You know, I lost half my business in 2018 to people from another company. And recently, some of my really close level ones have also left either another company or quit entirely. But I cannot let that affect me personally, because it's not a personal choice. It was their personal choice, not Caitlin's choice or not Emily's choice. So what I can focus on is what I'm great at and what I'm passionate about and what I know is true. I know that Plexus offers a limitless earning potential. I know that Plexus has over 300 diamonds, top earners, thousands and thousands of silvers and senior silvers. And we also know the evidence of people like to do hard things because they're applying to Harvard and law school and getting their doctorates and all those crazy things every day, right? There's people that write books under bridges and become world-renowned authors. So, Caitlin, let's create a new thought of, I'm not burnt out. I just lacked clarity. I'm not a crappy leader. I'm passionate about changing the trajectory of my future. Okay? If you replace those thoughts with a new thought, that kind of like what I told my kids, like, not I can't, It's I can, and I'm going to fail forward. Because if you suck, right, Caitlin, if you suck, maybe you're a terrible leader, you're a terrible person, blah, 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 all the truth, all the false truths and the thoughts you have in your head right now, right? So let's say they're true and you quit. Then you're just a failure. But if you don't believe the thoughts, you create new thoughts and you create a new direction of where you want to go and who you're taking with you, then you're now a problem solver and you're failing forward. And now you can reevaluate and be like, okay, that's what I did. Here's what I need to do this time. I didn't like the way that felt. I don't like the way that made me feel. So how can we make this better? And it's, you level up your life. That's what a high performance leader, a high performance habit is. You level up all areas. You raise your ambition. You raise your leadership lid. If you are leading the blind, they're just going to run into walls no matter where you take them. But if you are leading those that have blinders on and they're not looking left and right, they're like, this is what Caitlin told me was possible, and this is what I'm working towards. Well, then you're not a crappy leader. You're the freaking pilot. You're flying the plane, girl. You're telling them, here's our destination. Here we're going. So we have to create that new thought. We have to remind ourselves what they say to us, what they say about us. That's not my truth. That's the thought they made up. So what is the good thought that I know to be true? I'm a freaking great mom. You're a great listener, Caitlin. You might be a little wild child, but you're a great listener. You're a fun friend. And I feel like you're very passionate about a lot of things. And it's it just bleeds out of you. And it's contagious. And it makes me want to be a part of whatever it is that you're doing. So instead of recruiting people that are sick, broken, tired, let's level up. Let's go talk to people that own your chiropractor. Let's go talk to that friend that's in nursing school. Let's go talk to your college professor about this gut health thing and like what you've discovered. Because at the end of the day, you're offering people an opportunity, not products. Products are extra, remember? And then you back it up with that thought of, I am this, I am that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Then the clarity is actually crystal clear. And you put one foot in front of the other and you do those things. But let's keep creating new thoughts and let's build belief. I build belief by watching diamond documentaries. I build belief by following other diamonds or industry experts. I love Daniel G. I swear I learned something new about sales every day from him. I love Ed Milet's podcast. He's constantly making me want to level up my life and get up at 4 a.m. and go for a run. And I'm like, I get up at 4 a.m. anyways for a drink of water. Might as well go for a run, right? Whatever that looks like. And I get it. Some of you have little babies and little kids right now, and you're like, I could never. Emily, I just want to sleep for 100 years. I've been in that season. I've literally crawled in my husband's lap and wept and cried and been like, I hate plexus. What am I even doing here? And imposter syndrome tries to like sink in. And then I had someone like Jessica Ruckle who was going through her own ish. And she reached out to me and she was like, you don't know me, but we're going to be friends one day. And I just need you to turn your light back on. That literally changed my life. It's why I talk about it so much, because it was one person that I didn't know well, who was once an acquaintance, that messaged me and had the balls to be like, who are you right now? That's not the Emily I signed up with. I need you to do something about it. So I want you to think about your downline and what they're watching you do. Some of you are posting on social media and you're nailing it. You're making reels and you're nailing it. You're taking your products every day, nailing it, but you're not sharing the opportunity. You don't believe that Plexus offers limitless earning potential. You don't believe because you've watched your points go backwards or you've been stagnant and there's no growth. But here's what happens. There's a shiny carrot like Punta Cana. Okay. It's the carrot. And we're chasing the carrot. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Instead of working with 3 to 4 people that already exist or creating an onboarding system for the new people you bring in and actually implementing it. Imagine this. Caitlin, you're going to enroll someone tomorrow. You're going to call them. You're going to be like, listen, I want to get to know you. Like, I legitimately want to be your friend. So tell me what you do for a living. Oh, I'm a teacher. Okay. Well, what made you want to be a teacher? They tell you this story. You connect to the story. Maybe you don't connect to the story, but you now have valuable information about them. Okay. So are just curious, if there was a way for you to bring in an extra $500, $1,000 a month, would you be open to hearing about that? Because, when you love your products, would you be open to sharing about that? That's the process we're going to cover next Monday of the questions to ask. But you guys, we have to get on the phone with our people. We really, really do. Some of you actually are really great at this skill set and it served you well. And some of you have developed a gold in the last 90 days, or you've ranked up in the last 90 days, but now you want to develop a gold. Some of you have been here for 5 years and you're on the hamster wheel of death and you're like, I'm just so tired, Emily. No, you're not. You think you're tired because it's exhausting when you don't know what to do, right? Kind of like when you're on the treadmill and you're like, okay, I have 6 minutes left of torture. And then the 6 minutes goes by and you're like, yeah, I could go maybe 10 more minutes. Okay, 8 more minutes of torture, whatever. And we like talk ourselves down the cardio hellhole. Yeah. Kind of like that in your plexus business. It gets closer to your goal date that you set. And you think that the work you're doing right now is just going to immediately give you results. But in reality, it might be a year from now, the work that you're doing now, the skill sets that you're strengthening now. So if you lack clarity, usually it's because your self-doubt is in the way and your courage is empty. Like your courage tank is just empty. You're like, I don't have courage anymore. I'm just sucker blow. Like I've taken so many punches. I don't know what to do anymore. But let's create a new thought. I do know what to do. I love my plexus business. I love that I can work from home with my kids in my lap. I am a great leader. I'm a great listener. Whatever that affirmation looks like, whatever the new thought is. But you have to look at the evidence that is there. You've gotten to Ruby before, Caitlin, you will do it again. Times 4. You've gotten to Ruby. You know how to get someone else to Ruby. Quit lying to yourself and be like, I don't know how. Yes, you do. Instead of trying to recruit 16 people to earn Punta Cana, why don't you work with 4 people for the next 90 days until the year is over and get them to gold? Guess what? That's 400-point growth because you worked with 4 people. You got them on these Monday night Zooms. Then you get on the phone with them. You're like, okay, so what did you get from that? Who are you thinking about right now? Who needs this opportunity? Think about the first day that you signed up and you're like, I'm going to be a diamond. At least that's what I thought. I didn't tell anybody that, but I was like, I'm totally going to be a diamond. Like, I'm totally going to do that. And then the first person tells you no, and you're like, oh, I didn't like that. That was not nice. Right. And then you're fine. And you go do some more conversations. You have some more reach outs. You're paying attention to people in your newsfeed and in your life. And you reach out again and they're like, ew. That was so hateful. And then you start to believe it. And then what happens? You stop reaching out. When in reality, that third person you were about to reach out to, that was a diamond. That was a diamond. But because you chose to believe that one negative thought and you didn't like the rejection, meanwhile, that person who told you no was going through a divorce and didn't make it public on Facebook. So of course they were being a B to you because they're going through their own hellhole. But we don't connect with people. We just try to connect them to a solution or a product package. We don't try to actually connect with them anymore. And that's where so much clarity is lost in translation because you're like, I'm literally providing you X, Y, and Z, but you won't even look at it. How do I get people to look at it? Be the evidence. Connect with people meaningfully. And some of them already exist in your downline. Some of the bad eggs are gone, and we need to thank the Lord for that. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Anybody else? If not, I'm going to wrap up this Zoom and I will see you next Monday night to actually go through the process. So you've signed someone up and you're like, how do I create that business builder? I thought we were creating business builders. Well, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through questions to ask. And they're so simple. You're going to laugh. Like they're literally so simple. And we're going to walk you through that. I'm going to walk you through how to create an onboarding system. What I mean by that is someone signs up and then what? Right? All the cutesy stuff, like welcoming them to the team page, getting them in the team chat, sending them how to take their products. Like that seems like Plexus common sense, but that doesn't make it common knowledge. Some of you are brand new to this industry and you just don't know what you don't know. So we're going to go through the process. Now that we've kind of solidified what owning your mindset looks like, the next step, once you have that belief, I hope you're fired up right now. I can't really tell because some of you look like you're kind of freaked out. It's all right. But the next step is the process that follows the mindset. Because once you are sold out for Plexus, you're a freaking Plexus lifer, you believe in it, you know you'll be a diamond. I mean, Robin Sullivan, it took her 7 years to go diamond. And when she did that, she had multiple level 1 emeralds when it happened. She was sapphire for like 4 years. Some of you, like Sarah Marble, didn't go silver for 1 year. There's so many diamonds in this company that have stories just like yours. And that is evidence. That is evidence that the steps that you are taking, the things that you are learning, you can apply and you can reevaluate and be like, did that work? Oh, wow, look at that. She's silver. How did that happen? And then you realize what you're doing, it works. Okay. All right. I will see y'all tomorrow night on Zoom with Kimberly Walgerman. She's an Emerald Ambassador on our team. We have our 10-10-10 Zoom tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then next Monday, we will meet again at 8:30. Next Monday will be a little bit shorter. We won't do a full hour, but this first one was a big one. So I wanted to make sure we got all the meat and potatoes. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook. And then until next time. Bye, everyone.